So in the Bible, in 2 Peter 3, verse 12, the Bible does say that it is actually possible to hasten the return of Jesus. Read here, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God. Now let's look at it in another translation because it actually says it more clearly. Now this is the New King James. It says looking for and hastening the coming of the day of God. Now let's talk about that a little bit more. In Revelation chapter 7, the Bible speaks of something called the winds of strife. God says to his angels who are holding those winds of strife, hold on, don't release them. I have to finish sealing my people in their foreheads. But what are those winds of strife? Well, you can read about them in Matthew 24. They include everything from political unrest, civil unrest, natural disasters, pandemics, things like that. And are we seeing all of those things today? Absolutely. Now, at various times over the past, I'd say about 170 years or so, we've seen events heat up, though these winds of strife heat up and then calm down. And then they heat up again and then calm down. And sometimes these things also coincided with revivals happening, such as in the 1800s. Now, you saw things happen in the 1800s. You saw things happen ever since then as well. There were, if I remember my terms right, there was the French Spring, if I think that's what it was called, the Arab Spring, and now we're seeing these things happen worldwide. Meaning that at times in the past, these winds of strife would heat up. I believe Jesus was trying to return back then, but they calmed down because his church wasn't ready. And Peter lets us know that we can hasten his return. So do we as Christians want to hasten the return of Jesus? Do we want him to come sooner? We need to get ready. And folks, everything going on in the world, the fact that we're seeing all these winds of strife happening and they're not calming down again. They're not. They're getting worse as the day goes by. They're getting more and more intense. This is proof positive to me. I believe this is proof positive that God's people are finally getting their acts together. They're finally surrendering self. They're finally saying, Lord, I want victory over sin. I've had enough of it. And so in response, God is letting these winds of strife, he's loosing them a little bit at a time. And when God's people are fully sealed in their foreheads, there will be such a scene of strife, we can't even possibly imagine how bad it's going to be. But God's people will be protected because they will be sealed.